Hi friends, welcome to the channel and today's video where we are entirely just going to be going over fall inspired books that I want to read. So there's something about fall that seems to just inspire so many writers to come out with like very seasonal appropriate books, and I personally love it. I personally cannot get more or could not be more excited about this, and I am somebody who happens to really love fall and just get intensely excited about it. And to be honest, today we are going to be talking entirely about romances and maybe some like slightly romantasy leaning books, but otherwise almost entirely romances, almost entirely just like very fall inspired, dealing with very seasonal things. And yeah, I'm excited. These are just so many books I'm excited for, and this is going to be really my TBR for the fall, aka these are just all the books I really want to get to. And I think anytime I'm going to be sitting around and not know what to read, this is going to be a video I go back to, and I'm going to pick books off this. So let's just dive into it. Some of these are new releases, some of them have been older, but just a very big list of books I'm excited for. So first off, we're going to start with There's Pumpkin About You, and this one is autumn vibes all year round. So it is a fall romance perfect for fans of grumpy sunshine, small town, and cozy love stories. Given the chance to plan her bestie's 30th birthday bash, Ren is determined to create an experience so big and so bold that the name of her party planning business spreads beyond the confines of her own small town. The key to her plan? The Finch's family's Gold Leaf Pumpkin Farm. It's not just the perfect venue, but also the perfect supply partner for a autumnal-themed bash Ren envisions. But to get to what she wants and she'll need to get to gorgeous grouch August Finch on board. Cute. Next, A Ghost of a Chance by Brittany Kelly. This is fake dating the hot grump next door until Halloween is more of a trick than a treat. I only pretend to be the town psychic, which means my crystal ball never told me I'd be moving in with my elderly aunt and dealing with her hot, grumpy neighbor. Sure, she's hilarious and she's letting me stay in her tiny guest house in return for dealing with her ghost problem. The catch, I don't really believe in the supernatural. Even worse, Ward Carlyle, her hunky neighbor, is a real pain in my pumpkin patch. The fact our families have been feuding over land for some centuries doesn't help either. When Ward shows up at my fortune-telling booth at the town fall festival, desperate for my help, he promises he'll give my aunt the land she wants if I can fake a relationship with him until Halloween and convince his ex-girlfriend we're in love. I've always been down for a little mayhem, and it means getting one up on Prinkly Ward. I'm totally game. I'm interested to see if this one is actually paranormal or just kind of spooky vibes. Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. I actually read one from her last year, Rewitched, which I would highly recommend. I thought it was fantastic. And in this one is a perfect witch must learn to embrace imperfection and live for herself in this spellbinding cozy fantasy sprinkled with love, laughter, and magic. Also, I don't know if you can hear my dog whining in the background. It's literally just I'm not giving him belly rubs yet. The Fang Arrangement by Sarah Blue. It was a stupid mix-up, a string of bad decisions, tethering me to one of the most powerful vampires in Louisiana. So I'm really wanting to read more vampire books, and this one is vampires and witches, and maybe a little forced proximity. That sounds good. That sounds actually really good. Her Favorite Jack-o'-lantern by Rebecca Rennick. This is Jack Campbell has just returned to his hometown after 8 years away in the army, much to his family's delight, to rent the only place available in town. He quickly appreciates his luck when he meets his new lavender-eyed neighbor. Sully Smithson is a weirdo among the townfolk, with her black house and hearse to match. Not many in this small New Hampshire town appreciate her sense of style. Doesn't matter either way to her. She has her two best friends, her cars, and her interior design business, which is all she needs. When the neighbor's relationship turns more than friends, Jack is all in, but Sally is worried they won't fit together. Takes the support of her friends, old and new, to learn how to move beyond the gossip, to accept the affection of a man she thought she could never have. Perfectly Wicked by Lindsay Louise. This is Charmed meets Ghost Hunters in this magically wicked paranormal romance, perfect for fans of Not the Witch You Wed and the XX. There have always been rumors that something magical is afoot at Wicked Good Apples. Rain during droughts and other inexplicable happenings have long haunted the main orchard. Only Holly Celeste and her family know the truth. The Celestes are just a little wicked. Despite the magical secret ingredients in their cider, the family business is floundering. When Connor Grimm, a charming and nationally beloved paranormal investigator, requests to film an episode of his popular TV show on the mysterious farm, Holly reluctantly accepts, She knows the publicity could be the miracle her family needs as long as Connor doesn't manage to actually make any paranormal discoveries while he's there. Mourner for Hire by Caitlin Moss. This is a romantic comedy about death, forgotten pasts, and unfinished business. Veda is a professional mourner. For a fee, she'll cry at your funeral, whisper invented memories, and spin tales of heartbreak. It's a job that keeps her moving and keeps her past buried. But when a wrong turn leads her to a roadside bar and a mojito-soaked night with bartender Dominic, something shifts and then she vanishes like she always does. Nearly a year later, Veda shows up for a funeral and realizes the deceased is Dominic's mother. Eek. Played Nice by Rachel Harrison. This is her newest release, just like contemporary horror in a way I really like. And this is her take on a haunted house novel. So it's a woman must confront the demons of her past when she attempts to fix up her childhood home. Love at First Fright by Nadia Alfasi, another author who I've read a book from last year, which was Best Hex Ever, and really, really enjoyed. That was a witchy romance with like a kitchen witch. Really, really enjoyed it. In this one, it's a paranormal, spicy age gap romance. A successful author whose novel is being adapted into a movie clashes with the actor cast as the male lead, all in a cozy mansion filled with friendly ghosts. Really, really ridiculously excited to get to this one. The Cinnamon Spice Inn. This is definitely giving similar vibes to the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, if that was what it's called. This is a fiery coffee loving city girl, a laid back handyman with irresistible hazel eyes. Is this a recipe for disaster? Find out in this totally cozy and unputdownable enemies to lovers romance in the small town of your dreams. Gilmore Girls plus Spice plus everything autumn. People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. Never read anything from her before, but I am actually really, really wanting to because I've heard so many good things. This is a sexy and emotional romance. A small town woman's journey to spread her wings intertwines with the arrival of an adventurous newcomer who brings out the best in her. Something about this cover just looks very, very fall. Male main character looks sexy as hell too. Really want to read something from her because I never have, and I just hear so many amazing things. The Lone Wolf Cafe. This looks so cute. Oh my god, this is giving, for some reason, vibes of, what is that graphic novel? I think it's called Crumbs, maybe, but it's giving me very, very similar vibes to a graphic novel I've read before. And this is when a runaway werewolf gets a job as a reclusive witch. When a runaway werewolf gets a job at a reclusive witch's cafe, more than just tea ends up brewing in this cozy sapphic Halloween romance. This looks super cute. Don't need to know anything more. I'm just really, really into this already. A Pack for Autumn. This is a little small town wide choose. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Omegaverse as well. She was looking for quiet. She found them instead. Starlight Grove needs a new lighthouse keeper, and all of Autumn Harvest, needs a fresh start, preferably one with as much solitude as possible. So her new job and isolated ocean cottage is perfect, except for the eccentric, meddling townspeople and the cats who's adopted her. When the town wins a grant for lighthouse restoration, Olive is forced to let the contractors into her space, a company comprised of 3 hot alphas. Suddenly, these guys are everywhere, and they're completely unfazed by Olive's prickly personality as they try to care for her, protect her, and court her. Cute. I need so many more Omegaverse books in my life. That is one thing I'm like really, really looking to get wildly into, and I'm super excited for this one. The Most Unusual Haunting of Edgar Lovejoy. Jamie may design haunted houses, but they don't actually believe in ghosts until they meet Edgar Lovejoy, who is tall, clever, beautiful, and 100% haunted. This is described as a cozy, ghostly LGBTQI+ romance. Cute. So one of the main characters, Edgar, he's haunted. Ghosts have tormented him since childhood, and he's organized his life around attempts to avoid them. Okay, I love that. Fall I Want by Lila Parrish. This is a small town billionaire rom-com. All right. It's a broken-hearted billionaire visits cozy creep to escape. I never expected to become his fake girlfriend or fall madly in love, but here we are. Cute. Those are all things I like. Fall at Once by Nora Everly. This is a swoon-worthy single dad firefighter needs my help, but he might be too hot for me to handle. I'm in Cozy Creek for 2 reasons: to get over my breakup and help my grandmother run her bakery while she recovers from a sprained ankle. I am absolutely not here to fall in love, but my grandma's smoking hot firefighter neighbor keeps rescuing me. From the side of the road, from a tree, and then finally from my ex with a steamy kiss in a bar. So when he needs my help, how can I say no? As a party planner, I'm the perfect person to step in and work with him on preparation for Cozy Creek's Fire Brigade's fall fundraiser. Sparks fly as we spend time together, but we've both been burned by love before. Kindling by Bonnie Woods. This is a best-selling spicy, grumpy sunshine lumberjack funny romance set in Scotland. A cozy autumnal retreat in the Scottish Highlands is a perfect escape for city girl Harper until she is stranded in the forest with nowhere to stay. Fraser, a Gnuff local woodcutter, reluctantly offers her his lumberjack's cabin on one condition: she mustn't distract him from his duties. All right. Vacationing with the Vampire in Hollows Cove. So again, want to read more vampire books, and this seems perfect. After making a big mistake at work, Maisie is told to take a mandatory vacation and get her head on straight. But when she chooses Hallows Cove as her retreat destination, she doesn't realize it's a town inhabited almost purely by monsters, including her grumpy new landlord. It's no secret that Barnaby, the landlord, the bookstore owner, is a vampire, but he's long since tamed his urge to drink human blood. That is until Maisie arrives in Hallows Cove. Her blood smells utterly wonderful, and Barnaby finds himself drawn to her scent just as much as he is to her genuine, curious personality. Down for a vampire romance for sure. If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. This is, says, grab your favorite small fall candle, cuddle into a comfy blanket, and travel back in time to 1997 in this cozy slow burn romance set in the autumn glow of small town Vermont. The cover, that is Gilmore Girls through and through. You cannot tell me that that is not Gilmore Girls. And then the final one we have to talk about is The In-Between by Danica Brown. Nova Taylor has never felt more at home than when she's surrounded by ghosts. So when her only living friend is nearing the end of her life, Nova refuses to mourn. Instead, she's determined to give her the love story she deserves. To do that, she turns to Maverick, a ghostbuster with a deep skepticism about meddling with the dead. As they work to reunite the lost lovers, she finally feels like she's building the life and family she's always longed for, until a spirit that should have been left to rest threatens to tear it all apart. So that is all of the books we're going to talk about today. Obviously, there's a crazy amount, and I don't really know if I'm anticipating to actually getting to all of them, but I like having the idea of a lot of options and a lot of different things that maybe I can get to, ideally, if I'm kind of bored and I don't have anything else on my mind. I like this idea of having a ton of options and just some really fall-inspired romances. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you're interested in any of these and what books might be on your fall TBR as well, because I am super excited to hear about all of them. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in a video very soon.